It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for ProtoGT action from Imola, which starts in just 1 moment's time on RaceSpotTV, streaming live on iRacingLive. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ProtoGT action here on RaceSpotTV, streaming live on iRacingLive. Will Vincent here, along with RaceSpot Cat, who's in heat. That'll be fun. But hey, we're at Imola here for the third round of the championship. Fast-paced Imola. And we saw what happened in round one of the championship. We're dealing with traffic in these high to medium speed corners. We might well see similar issues here today. Track was reprofiled in 1995, of course, due to the two horrible incidents that we saw on the 1st of May 1994 that claimed the life of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger. That means we got two chicanes and a run up into Tosa. The last part of the track recently reprofiled as well. There's no longer a final chicane, it's a fast sweep down towards turn number 1, Tamburello. Air temp today 78 degrees, humidity 46%, and wind speeds of 10 kilometers an hour. Qualifying's done. It's in the books. gives ourselves the opportunity to start running through your starting grid for today. And we start with your LMP2 field. Patrick Wolf, Diego Comini, front row of the grid. Alejandro Sanchez, third place with Daniel Benefield in fourth. Keep an eye out on Benefield, because he's often had very good starts to these events. Double X in fifth place then, with Fabrice Cornelius in the sixth position. Carlos Reyes in seventh and Jake Hewlett in eighth place. Rest of your prototype field coming through your field. There they are. It's a big field for your prototype. 16 drivers in that one. Head on back to GT1. Of course, we've got two cars in GT1. For those of you watching this for the first time, you've got your Aston Martin DB9. You've got yourself your Corvette as well. Kevin Siggy, pole position. You've got 3 Aston Martins on the top 2 rows of your GT field. Having a look through, you get a bit more of parity between the Corvettes and the Astons as you work yourself through the rest of that field. It does seem to be that the Aston Martin is the car of choice in GT1 today, however. And then over to GT2. Just one car in GT2. That, of course, is your Ford GT. 100 there. Pole position in that class with Maximilian winning in second. Nick Thyssen in third. Oliver Dean in the fourth position. As we cycle on back, you'll see then it's a 10-car GT2 field. And one of those drivers didn't qualify. That's Michael Thomas in the number 38 machine. Off to the front of your field then. And you'll see, in a moment's time at least, the guys now starting to assemble on the grid. This is on the run down to Rivazza. So it's just going to be a short qualifying, sorry, not short pace lap here for these guys. Get this race underway. Pace car at the front of the field. Of course, iRacing got themselves a roof pace car, but you heard it. 1st of January 2017, Porsche is coming to iRacing. And that is one we are really going to be looking forward to. Patrick Wolf in command of the field. He'll have the option of when to go. He now has just a moment or so to get this field under control before we unleash it for an hour's worth of racing. All these guys will have to make one pit stop. When they'll do that, how that works with the traffic could well be critical. Pace car's now going to pull down towards pit road. Good separation already from prototype to GT1. Picking up the pace, green flag on the air, and a bit of an issue at the rear of the field, but they all get going in the end. Now it's time for GT1 to do the same. And GT2, here they go. Talked about it right at the top. Said keep an eye out on Benefield, already at one place. Up into third in your prototype field already. So good start by him. A little bit of side-by-side going on towards the rear of your prototype field. That's the number 15 machine of Dennis Grabowski. We've got a car off there. We've also got a little bit of side-by-side racing going on a little bit further ahead in that LMP2 field. That was Fabrice Cornelius and Carlos Villegas there going side-by-side for the moment, but they all settle it down as in GT1. Well, Siggy has got himself a huge, and I mean huge jump. Look at that. 2 seconds in less than a lap. That's a little bit more spread out in terms of your GT1 field. Going on board then with the driver of Ren's Brokerman. He has got some damage though on that number 1 Commander Sim Sports machine. Had a bad day in the office last time out. As Niels Kosh is on pit road. Issues with Niels Kosh. That car looks as though it's going to be done and dusted for the day. Could well be an incident with Ren's Brokerman. And Brokerman is on towards pit road as well. So that confirms it. Brokerman's got damage. Niels Kosh has got damage. We'll see if we can get ourselves a quick replay of this one. See where this incident happened. Well, that car, see, already had some damage. What a point they worked themselves through Acca Minerale. So it looks as though that Ren's Brokerman, bad day in the office for him. Bad day also for Niels Kosh. There we can see these 2 cars on pit road. That is not what they would have wanted to have seen here today. Both GT1 drivers on pit road. Both of them, no chance really of doing anything in this motor race. GT2. Max Verstappen winning versus Lauren Heinrich there. 4 tenths of a second. And we've seen quite often at the start of these events some very close racing in your GT2 field. We've got some going on right now. Eduardo Prado there in the number 10 car. Trying to go around the outside of another 4 GT car right now. That is of Oliver Dean into Acca Minerale. Wasn't able to do that. RaceSpot Cats very happy with that one. On the exit of Acca Minerale. Good side-by-side racing as they come down into the 3rd chicane. Prado's going to stay where he is for the time being. Schneider. Actually, Nishida right behind him. 6th place in that SimRC.de machine. Holding 4th as well. As we've got a little bit of a battle going on in GT1. Paul Sear losing all forms of positions right here. All forms of positions being lost by him. As he's now down into 11th place in class. And well, let's show you your movers and shakers in your GT1 field. You notice that Jason Marshall is up 4 places. Searle is now down 3 spots in that GT1 field. And down 9 for Niels Kosh and Ren's Brokerman respectively. From number 28 machine there. Got to try and go down the inside of David Taranto. Move himself back up into 10th place. For the moment in GT1. Gets that pass moved up. Long way to go for him though. To get himself where he wants to be in this motor race. Let's go back to LMP for the moment. Have a look from the rear. We've got a new race leader. It's a driver of Alejandro Sanchez then, who leads this motor race right now. Daniel Betterfield is up into 2nd place, so we can see him. And 3rd place is a driver Diego Comuni. So it's all changed right now in terms of your prototype field. And let's show you some of the statistics going on there. Sanchez up 2 places. Betterfield up 2 places. Patrick Wolf, who started this motor race in 1st, is currently down in your 5th position. There we can see him. He had an off last time round, lost himself 7 seconds. So Patrick Wolf from the race lead now down into P number 5. We're right on board of him for a minute. So Wolf's down 4 spots. Got himself 1.5 seconds deficit to Gabor Max right now. There you can see on that graphic. Last time by 139.180 for Patrick Wolf. That is not good for him at all. And that's the reason why he is now all the way down in that 5th position. Back to GT2. 3-way battle going on. Last time we saw this, Eduardo Prado was in the middle He's moved himself forward. He's now past the driver, Olivia Dean. There's the graphic. Pulling away as well, actually. The battle going on right now is Dean to Sheeta. Then Sheeta himself to Wenig. Just a few attempts for a second separating these drivers right now. On board with Sheeta in this SimRC.de machine. Battles forward, battles backwards. This long straightaway is really going to give the opportunity for Wenig to try and go down to the inside. However, Sheeta did just move across the track a little bit. We're going to see a pass. Oh, yes, we are. And we're going to see them come back together as well. Exit of Tamburello. In towards Villeneuve they come. Wenig has the position for the moment. What a battle we've got going on in GT2 right now. A look from up above. Because behind Sheeta, now what we have is Stefan Overgaard. You just see that getting boxed out a little bit by Michael Thomas. He's got on board with Overgaard. He's in 8th place. Thomas in 7th. Some fantastic caliber of drivers in this GT2 field. And they're putting on a show once again. In Prototype, in your LMP2 field, Jake Hewlett right now. Very close to rear on the number 20 machine. We'll go on board with him for a second. For those of you wondering, by the way, the catch has been fed. It's the catch time of the month, shall we say. Diego Comini versus Daniel Benefield. Benefield 2nd place. Top 3 drivers all in shot right now. Battle for your overall race lead. Sanchez, Benefield, Comini. 1, 2, 3. As they go side by side for the moment in P7, P8. Now they go side by side, P8, P9. Hewlett versus Cornelius. And Hewlett's going to get the position. Nicely done there by him. Number 29 Prototype driver, by the way, is on pit road. Patrick Wolf has used some traffic to his advantage to stay in touch here. As he's taking a very late lunge. Trying to stay behind Gabor Mex there in the Gecko Vortex sim racing car. Exit of Aqua Minerali now working themselves up the hill. Traffic is going to be important here at this racetrack because of the medium to high speed corners that make up a good 60% of this racetrack. You want to try and get it done in the slower braking zones. We go on board with Daniel Benefield. And there's a lot of drivers ahead of him. Through about to 1. Able to sneak past 1. Race leader able to do so also. The good thing is here that your Prototype should get through most of this before they get themselves in towards Tamburello. You say that, actually, it's not going to happen for Benefield. We'll get himself past 1. There's going to be 1 right on the exit of Tamburello. This will hold him up for the moment. Works around the outside, that's good. Into Villeneuve now. Again, for the centre of that apex, that's where Benefield's lost some time. He had closed the gap down to half a second. Traffic not working out for him there. But Patrick Wolf's been able to get himself past Diego Comini as he spins around on the exit of Tosa. Well, that's now P8 for Patrick Wolf. Let's get ourselves a replay on board of him. That car is losing it right in the centre of that apex through Tosa. You can see he's been trying so hard to get back into this motor race. The good thing for him, he is still within 10 seconds of your overall race leader. He's not completely out of it. But now, there is no more room for error. Got on an incident. See if we can track it for you. It is. With John and Mason there. He's had himself a moment. Replay coming up. Let's try and see what we can talk you through. Number 17 machine now down at the rear of your prototype class. It might be a two-car incident. This is Aqua Minerale. You can see just how many cars are on such a small piece of racetrack. Into the chicane, and yeah, just gets pushed off track there. Consequence, loses out dramatically. Some point that GT1 traffic is going to come up, and then we're going to see some fun happen with your prototype field. There is Benefield and Sanchez. There is Noel Lundberg, who's currently running 10th in your prototype field. This is the rundown into Ravazza. And there's Sanchez. Exit of Aqua Minerale. We'll see this one in about 2 laps time, most likely. GT1 and prototype. This will be fun when we get to that situation. Paul Sale, by the way, 9th place in your GT1 field. Right behind Pablo Araujo Castro. I say right behind, 4 tenths per second. Nothing's going to be able to do with that on the run into Tamburello. A little bit of smoke there pulled up on one of your Aston Martins. It's okay. There is your race leader in GT2. Lauren Heinrich then. Gap 4 seconds. Big gaps now being pulled out. Lauren Heinrich was able to do a good job moving himself through the field as Dennis Gabowski is on pit road early in this event. Heinrich able to really work that traffic well to his advantage. Guido Prado, sorry. It's actually 6 seconds back. Just our timing is going a little bit wrong there. Then there's a big gap to McSenning Wenning. Nick Thiessen in 4th place. Then Cheetah runs in 5th. A full second right now behind Nick Thiessen. Daniel Benefield versus Sanchez. This one continues on board with the driver of Daniel Benefield. Hewlett versus Venegas. This one continues as well. 4 tenths per second separating these drivers. On the exit of Ravazza now down towards the start-finish line again. Going back to your GT1 field for just a moment's time. We've got ourselves Castro and Cyril right now. David Baraclow is in the mix as well. This is P7, P8, P9 in your GT1 field. On board with the driver of Castro. David Baraclow is just ahead, as you can see, about 2.5 car lengths ahead. Cycle that graphics backward and you can see Paul Cyril is still there in your mix. Dustin Hickman right now. He's on the move. There you see the gap to Jason Marchal. 0.3 of a second between Dustin Hickman and Marchal. Let's do a lap on board of him. Ladies and gentlemen, catnip can sometimes be a wonderful thing. As you can see, Hickman now up into 4th place in class. Your battle continues for your overall race lead. 0.6 of a second between these two for the time being. Most of your battles have died down in your GT2 battle, but we said it'll be about 2 laps. It is about 2 laps. Benefield really now on the tail. This is what he's been waiting for. The opportunity when GT1 cars come into play. Sanchez just now 0.2 of a second ahead, although he will gain some more time here. Run down to Alcaminarani, gaps up to 0.4. Briefly. And it goes back down low, a little bit of oversteer for Benefield. On the exit of 30k now down into a Vactor once again. But he got very close there. There is still more GT1 traffic to go. And don't forget, pit stops are a thing in this event as well. No traffic immediately apparent as they cross the start-finish line. And Sanchez, very good in the last sector there, gains 0.5 second over Benefield. Kevin Siggy, by the way, is a man all by himself in GT1. 4.8 seconds, he's got 2 of those seconds at the start of this event, eking out that gap ever since over Cone Kloppman, 2nd place in class right now. 20 minutes of this event scored complete. We'll run through your field in a moment's time here at Imola, as just having a look through Oliver Dean versus Mikel de Jong. Beating up rear spoiler for Oliver Dean, but lapping 0.4 of a second faster than Mikel de Jong right now. Overall race lead remains kind of as is for the time being. A couple of prototype drivers have come down pit road, but that's mainly because of the fact that they've had damage. Benefield Good opportunity coming up here. If he can really get on the toe in the exit of this corner, he'll get some momentum. Because of that Aston Martin on the right-hand side, they'll both pass him before turn number 1. Benefield does look as though he's running slightly higher wing. Because you see, he's just lost himself with that toe. 2 times per second in towards Tosa. So that car geared to work in Sector 1, Sector 2. A little bit less so in Sector number 3. As they go into the Villeneuve chicane once again. If you want to get social with us, by the way, you can. /RaceSpotTV at RaceSpotTV. Hashtag RaceSpotCat. Ah, that spin! Benefield! Oh, big spin, big incident. Down at Tosa. And it still carries on. Replay. Here's a look coming down in towards Tosa. This is the Villeneuve chicane first. Now does Benefield lose it by himself, or does he hit the GT1 car? On the outside, he comes across the GT1 car. That's what the issue is, and well, a 5-car pile-up as a consequence. Another replay on board with Benefield. Here we are. It's from the exit of Tamburello. Just came across. He had plenty of room on the outside, and you can see as well just the melee that happened afterwards there. Well, that took out a good 3 prototype drivers by the looks of it. One more look. Yep. You got yourself 2 of the Gecko Vortex Sim Racing drivers there involved. Number 4 machine was the one that got all the damage. That was Gabor Mex. As Benefield has stayed out, by the way. Ashley Owen has moved himself up into 2nd place. Even though he was right down the scene of the accident, he didn't get any damage. The issue is, well, he's now 5.7 seconds behind your race leader. But he is up into 2nd. In terms of the GT1, of course, we did lose that CMRC.de car as a consequence there. A couple of people on pit road. A couple of people have made pit stops as well. Most importantly, here is Gabor Mex. He is on pit road, and that car, it's done for the day by the looks of it. So Gabor Mex's day is done. That's not what he would have wanted to have had from this event. He was having a good day up until that point. I was talking about the fact that your top 4 or 5 drivers in prototype, they all had the opportunity. Yeah, we were focusing on your top 2 drivers, the Sanchez and Benefield, but the rest was still kind of there in the mix. Patrick Wolff, interestingly, is now back up into the top 5 because of the fact that there's been casualties around him. Wolff, the driver who started front of your field, has had 2 solo incidents in this event today. A third, as you ride on board of him almost there. That's some proper drifting through the Villeneuve chicane. That's running through your field then. A lot has changed in the last few minutes. So top 8, bottom of your screen. Alejandro Sanchez leads away in LMP2 from Ashley Owen. Gap is 4.1 seconds though. Last time by, Sanchez had a slow lap. Let's have a look at Sanchez. Just traffic, we think. But Ashley Owens closed that gap now down by about 2 seconds. Be interesting to see whether someone like Owen decides to come in early, knowing the amount of traffic that's ahead. He doesn't yet. Almost thought there that Jake Hewlett was going to come in. He doesn't either. Hewlett's in third. Coming in fourth. Wolf. Villagers, Benefield and Labate. Benefield, of course, involved in that incident a moment ago. Kevin Siggy leads away in GT1 by 6.5 seconds over Cohen Klopman. Klopman's starting to get a bit of pressure right now from the driver, Sebastian Filoso, who ride on board with. Then a big gap to Jason Marchell in fourth. Barry Morrison, Noel Lundberg, David Saranza, and Peter Grohl's there, running out your top 8. And then in terms of your GT2 field, Lauren Heinrich there, leading the way for Maximilian Wenig. Brenner Plano in third, Nick Fisher in fourth, Maximilian Shida in fifth, Michael Thomas, Mikel de Jong, and Charles Whibrow running out your top 8. Benefield wants it back. But seemingly has no straight line speed right now. Carlo Labate just ahead of him. Two-thirds of a second up the road. But Benefield, yes, certainly struggling with straight line speed right now. To the point that Dino Piazza is right behind him on track. There we can see. I wouldn't be surprised to see Benefield come on towards pit road. Well, not this lap. He's never going to be able to do it this lap. Maybe next lap, though. As the Baddies just kind of pretty much breeze round the outside of Benefield. In towards turn number 1. And Gonzalez is going to do the same there as well. As we saw a car, GT car, going off track down at time, but I know that's okay. Back on track. Ashley Owen has closed the gap down to 2 seconds now. To himself. And Alejandro Sanchez, that's right on board of Owen for a moment. That was your race leader. We just saw go off at Ravazza. Replay. From up above. There was contact into the first part of Ravazza. And I tell you what, that Ford GT very, very nearly trying to slow it down. Ended Alejandro Sanchez's race right there. That was incredibly close. Let's have another look on board. That was really close. Number 13 machine. Maximilian Wenig there deciding to take to the grass to avoid what would have been disaster. Right on board with Wenig. Oh, that was very close. Very, very close indeed. And now Owens here. And he wants a race lead. Be our second race lead. Sorry, our third different race leader of the day. Wolf led at the start. Then Sanchez took over. Ashley Owen now looking for his chance to move to the race lead. And of course, we still got to do pit stops here. Top 2 stay out. For the moment. Piazza. A bit more argy-bargy going on in LMP2. Piazza versus Carlos Villegas there. About half a second. Couple of drivers now coming on toward pit road. from GT2. Nick Thisson's on the lane. Here he is. So Nick Thisson is in. And Gonzalez is in from LMP2. Thisson is away. 13.3 second pit stop there. Got another car behind him. That is the SimRC.de. I can see that correctly. That is the GT2 car. And now he can get going. 47.9 seconds there. Lane to end. Gonzalez on pit road for a very long time. Over a minute then, so that's something more terminal for him. As, let's double check. Shida has been on pit road. Shida looks like he's out of this event. There we can see his car on pit road. So, very long pit stop there going on from Shida going on in your GT2 field. So that must not have been him on pit road there. There's your race leader in GT1. There's Kevin Siggy. Gap continues to increase. It's at 8 seconds now. Up to 8 seconds, although we've got bigger battles going on here. Sanchez, Owen, 1/10 of a second. In towards Villeneuve. Through traffic. And the gap comes back up again. Carlos Villages is on pit road, as is Colin Abadi from your LMP2 field. Shida is remaining on pit road. He's been on pit road now for 2 minutes. We did see some damage to number 15 SimRC.de machine, so that's probably the issue. Possibly terminal there for Shida. Benefield's on the lane as well. Some would argue he might have got better luck by coming in a tad earlier. But here he is anyway. Damage repairs for Benefield. This is dropped and right to the rear of your LMP2 field. Right to the rear of your LMP2 field. Got the people coming out of pit road from GT1. Noel Lundberg there. And also David Soranzo. See that pit stop times up on your screen. But still it remains at the front of your LMP2 field. Sanchez versus Owen. As it stands right now. And I'll tell you one thing. Henrik's got a huge lead going on in terms of your GT2 leader. And just show you it now. 15.2 seconds for himself and Eduardo Prado. That's huge. For those of you wondering, it looks as though RaceSpot Cat has run out of catnip. Patrick Wolf's up into 5th place. He's been 5th place for a while. Car just goes off around him. That's a GT2 car going off down at Minerani. But Wolf is into 5th place, hunting down Diego Comini. Half a second separating these two drivers right now. Wolf's got some good speed here, actually. And down to the inside he goes. Pass is complete. Next up, get through this traffic into Villeneuve. He's had trouble at Tosa before. From what I've just seen by Wolf, it looks as though that he's running a lower downforce setup. He struggled here at this corner. Back end stepped out on him before. Seems to have a bumpy run through it this time. He does put away though to about a half-second advantage over Diego Comini. But that will explain a little bit more why he's been struggling at the slow speed corners, because he's not carrying the same amount of downforce as other drivers here today. It was risky and it hasn't fully worked out for him. Owen Sanchez one more time into Ravazza. We stay as we are. 22 minutes left to go in this event, and we've got that fantastic battle going on for your race lead. Here's a look from the rear of your race leader. Oh, we got a car. That's a prototype car there. That's not supposed to be doing that sort of thing. Trying to work out who it is. Timing and scoring screens aren't showing us much. I believe it was a number 29 car. We're going to try and get ourselves a replay. Yeah, that was the 29 machine. Jared Corney there. Down at Tamburello. Back out on track. 16th in class. Not a good day for him today. Chicane. If that Ford GT was just a little bit slower on the exit of the corner, that would have given Owen a good opportunity down into Ravazza. Alas, it wasn't to be. Either one or both of them should be coming on towards pit road this time by. And they both come on towards pit road. It will be left to the guys in the lane. Although Owen is in lap. Seems to be slower than Sanchez is. He was about a half-second slower getting on to pit road. They're both on the lane right now. There we can see them. Sanchez out the front. Owen is the second Vortex car in line. They come out as they come in. Sanchez with the advantage. Arguably has eked out a tiny bit here. It's not 14 seconds, of course. We'll find out in a minute. 1.6 seconds as they pass pit lane. And well, Owen lost a full second and a half there on pit road. However, Sanchez is going to lose some time here. And it's allowing Owen to catch back up. GT1 driver is not going to be too easy to pass on the exit of Villeneuve. Now Owen's going to have to go around the long way into Tosa. But there's still about 3 cars, 2 cars even, ahead that they're going to have to get past a very difficult part of the racetrack. It's pretty much single line through here. Being aggressive on the run into Aquaminarati. Owen is coming behind. And there's your race leader. That's Kevin Siggy there. As they exit Aquaminarati. There is Siggy. He lets one go by. He lets them both go by there. So Kevin Siggy doing a good job of allowing your, what is effectively your GT1 race leader, allowing what is effectively your prototype race leader's pass as well. Jake Hewlett is on pit road right now. Longest stop. Nah, this is alright there. Hewlett's out and away. 13.4 seconds. A little bit slower than Sanchez and Owen, so he won't come out of the race lead as it stands right now. Patrick Wolf is on the lane as well, looking to try and leapfrog past the driver of Diego Comini. Hewlett comes out in what is currently 3rd place. Very long start for Patrick Wolf. Is this more difficulties for him? 29.6 second pit stop. That has all of the indications of a speeding penalty for him. Let's rewind the tape, see what we can see. Just a little bit late there. Let's try and rewind it back a tiny bit more. This is the run down into Ravazza. We'll see on the exit of this corner whether or not he sped on towards pit road, because he's now down into P9. This has been a horrific day for the driver who started on pole position. Let's listen in. Doesn't look too bad. He might have just overshot the cones a tiny bit. Everyone's pitted now, except one driver. In GT1, Kevin Siggy. No pit stop for him yet. Mikel de Jong and Charles Wobo haven't pitted in GT2. I say that. Mikel de Jong's on pit road right now. Wobo's coming onto the lane as we stand. So now it's just going to be Kevin Siggy. He's on towards pit road. There's experience. This with him. Well, Siggy's out then. Back into the race lead. 7 seconds ahead of Kern Klopman. Got a battle going on in LMP2. Just to let you know, there's no real battles going on in GT2. We often have it in the second half of the race. There is no real battles going on in GT2. This is why we try and focus the action where we can, where the big action is. And the action now is in LMP2. Patrick Wolf versus Jano Platzer. Well, we do expect Wolf here to just pull away, really, all things experience here. So that's not really a battle to focus on. You have got a battle going on in your GT1 field, actually. This has crept up on us. Kern Klopman versus Sebastian Filosa. Filosa, last time by 2 seconds faster than Klopman. Battles on for silver medal. And it's a vet versus an Aston Martin. This is going to give us really good opportunity to see the difference between these two cars. Let's ride on board then with Filosa. Gap remains at about a quarter of a second then between these two. Seems as though overall they are pretty well matched. RaceSpot Cap thinks the same. Exit of Villeneuve. In towards Tosa one more time. Filosa versus Klopman then. Benefield looks as though he's retired from this event. Paul Sill here has had an incident as well, actually, because I was going to mention something about him, and now he has disappeared from my timing screens. Let's see if we can figure something out on him. Well, he was all okay a minute ago, though. We can see number 28. Something has happened to him recently, though. He is classified as out of this event. I'm just going to try and find out if there's anything I can bring you on that one. Try and see if that car's on pit road, if there's any damage to that thing. But I think, no, he is out. He is done for the day. Potential technical difficulties for Paul Seal, but he is out. And he was involved in a nice little battle going on around P7 in your GT1 field. 11 minutes to go. Filosa gets a good run. That's the grunt there of the Aston Martin doing a good chop in towards Tosa. Exit of Tosa in towards Villeneuve. Brave move it would be to go down the inside into Villeneuve. Doesn't do so. Back on board of Filosa in third place. Worth noting that GT1 versus GT2 traffic, I don't think that's going to be an issue for these guys coming up towards the end of this event. I'm actually trying to work out if there's going to be any traffic to really put this one paid at all. Just have a look at the likes of Mikel de Jong, for example. He's on the run down into the Vatsa, and he is down towards the rear of your GT2 field. So it will be lap traffic only that would be a real issue to this two-car battle. But I'm having a look through. Ashley Owen has taken over the lead of this motor race in the number 14 machine, which means we have had more issues. Yeah, Alejandro Sanchez has had an issue, and he is out of this motor race. Alejandro Sanchez has had technical issues, and he is out of this motor race. It's 143 last time by Alejandro Sanchez. He's out. Just having a look through. He is out. He is out. He is out. So Alejandro Sanchez, let's see if there's anything I can see there for him. But it looks as though, for all intents and purposes, he's out of this event. Nothing I can see on the timing screens at all. There we are. Let's go back and have a look. Did he use too many of those incident points? We've seen issues like this before. Let's go on board for the moment then. Oh, he just goes off, yeah. Disqualified for too many incident points for Alejandro, and that means Ashley Owen now leads this event. Fascinating. Oh yeah, by 28 seconds. Ashley Owen right now on the way to Aqua Minerale. Botman, well, we said it might end up being an issue. It was for the moment. Into Aqua Minerale, exit of Aqua Minerale. Klopman, you can just see, has lost himself a little bit of time as a consequence. I'd say about 4 tenths per second over Sebastian Filosa. On board of these two for the minute. Gunnar Mason versus Francisco Gonzalez going on P8 in your LMP class. Going to show you then on the left hand side of your screen some movers and shakers in each of your classes so far. Well, you can see Gonzalez is up 9 places here today. Fantastic run through the field for him in your LMP1 field. In terms of your GT1, your top 3 are they were. Noel Lundberg up 7 places. He's your biggest mover in your GT1 field. And then in terms of GT2, well, Michael Thomas up 6, De Jong up 4. Not much movement apart from that. Oliver Dean down 6, which is a shame. He's doing well earlier on in this event. Trotman falling back as it stands right now from Filosa. Gap is now up to 1.8 seconds with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Gunnar Mason versus Gonzalez still going on, however, on board of him. Big retirees of the day then. Rens Brokeman in your GT1 field. We're looking for a strong showing by him. He was out, as was Niels Kott early in your GT1 field. In terms of LMP2, well, Daniel Benefield had a fantastic start to this event. Ended up being involved in a 5-car incident down at Tosa. And Alejandro Sanchez, who's led a good proportion of this race. Too much in the incident limit there. Game over for him. Mason versus Gonzalez, it still goes on. Down to 4 minutes remaining in this motor race. Slowly does it. And that's the situation sometimes with the slow speed corners here. It's pretty much single file through there. And Mason's lost himself a second. Bumped, just like that. There's your top 3 of each of the classes, left-hand side of your screen. You see that there's no real battles going on now in GT1, GT2. All of a sudden, battle for silver overall. Diego Comini versus Carlos Village there. 2 tenths to a second for the moment through Villeneuve, now into Tosa. Likely to be 2 to go at the line. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the United Kingdom and you're heading yourself to Autosport International, iRacing, RaceSpotTV, we will be there. Autosport International at the NEC Arena, or the NEC in Birmingham. Not the NEC Arena, the actual NEC. It is next Thursday, Friday for trade days, next Saturday and Sunday for the public days. Catch us, RaceSpotTV, catch iRacing there. And if you're new to iRacing, you've not tried it out before, you will have yourselves the opportunity. It's a 3-horse battle now for 2 podium positions, essentially. Because Ronnie Durig wants to come and play. He's right behind Carlos Villages there. Gets a better run out of Tamburello. Villages now fallen back to 1.8 seconds. Diego Comini now has to play defense. And just asks Penn State, what happens when you don't play good defense in the fourth quarter? Ronnie Dura could end up being the UFC, or USC even, of this motor race. Franco Minerati. 90 seconds remaining on the play clock. The white flag will come out this time by. There is Ashley Owen past the start-finish line to take the white flag. One more lap to go in this event. But the battle going on now is for third place, fourth place, from the rear of Villages. Half a second, they go into Ravazza. RaceSpot Cat likes it. They take the white flag. One more lap left for them to go in this event. Kevin Siggy, by the way, just heading himself through Villeneuve in towards Tosa. There's Ashley Owen, who's heading himself now out of Tosa. He's gone way past Tosa. He's actually down at Minerati already. Diego Comini's had a slow lap. There is GT2 traffic. This could bunch things up one more time. Diego Comini has to be brave there. Second place at the moment for him. Villages having to dive down the inside into Tosa to try and keep his hopes of a podium finish alive. Ronnie Durick staying, hunting, waiting, just in case any of these two drivers make a mistake. It's all to play for then. As the clock expires, checkered flag is out. Ashley Owen wins this motor race. There's Ashley Owen. He's done it. He's won already. Kevin Siggy past the line to take victory in GT1. And Henrik there at the north end of the racetrack. He'll cross the start-finish line in 1 moment's time. Durig. It'll take someone running out of fuel now for him to get a podium. Doesn't look as though he's going to be able to. Comini will claim second. Third place will go to Carlos Villages in LMP2. Sebastian Filosa coming home second place in your GT1 Phil Cohn. Klopman past the line there to take third place in class. And now Lauren Henrik. One more braking zone to go. Well, two. Ravazza. Ravazza 2. Floors it to win in GT2. Overall winner, Ashley Owen. For Gecko Vortex Sim Racing. Bringing the car on towards pit road. A well-deserved victory then for Ashley Owen. Winning out. As it's now time to run you through your final race results here. We start with your LMP field. Ashley Owen winning out by, yes, that much after 60 minutes worth of racing because people were fooling around him. Diego Comini second, Carlos Villages third, Ronnie Durick in fourth, Carlo Labate in fifth place. Patrick Wolf started on pole position, ended sixth. And there you can see, as we carry on, in terms of your LMP field. Some big names there out early. Gabor Mex, Daniel Benefield, Alejandro Sanchez, down 10 laps after exceeding the incident limit cap. Over to the world of GT1. Kevin Siggy wins. by a substantial margin over the field. It wasn't 2 laps, however. Sebastian follows in second, Colin Kloppman in third, Jason Marchell fourth, Noel Lindbergh rounding out your top 5. And there's the remainder of your GT1 results. Over to GT2. And it was Lauren Heinrich then who claims victory there from Maximilian Wenig. Nick Thiessen in third. Michael Thomas in fourth. Mikel de Jong rounding out your top 5. Overall, here are the results. This is how they actually finished on track. You can see there, Siggy comes 13th place overall. A number of the drivers, of course, finishing well down because of retirees. Been an interesting race here at Imola. Always is an interesting race at Imola in the ProtoGT Championship. Of course, we do it all again next week. Another round of the championship is coming here on RaceSpotTV. It will be streaming live on iRacingLive. It will be the 5th round of the championship from Twin Ring Motegi. 60-minute event there. And then a week after that, 75 minutes at the historic Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. We've also got ourselves some Formula Renault action happening on Friday as well. Don't forget to join us for that one. And don't forget, coming soon, the Raw Before the 24. And coming up soon also, it is the 3rd annual 24 Hours of Daytona here on RaceSpotTV, streaming live on iRacingLive. If you're heading yourselves to Autosport next week, I will see you there. Apart from that, this has been a RaceSpotTV presentation of ProtoGT. Myself, Will Vincent, and the in-heat RaceSpot Cat. We will talk to you all next time. Good night.